Good morning, everybody. Jack Leeson with StartupTrading.com. 9:18 here in the morning on the 23rd. Title of the video is Can we trade the hourly extension again? So yesterday we were going up into those higher time frame profit targets, and I mean that was giving me a little bit of a short bias, but I really should have been waiting for the price action to confirm. If you guys remember the pullbacks we had here on Monday in the overnight session yesterday, we talked about they target up towards basically 22,000, which completed, and we got one more push higher and then faltered lower. But I would not be surprised at all to see this extension trade again. So we did see this on Wednesday of the prior week. We saw it again on Thursday at close. That completed targets Monday, and then we came into that overnight. Now this would be a little bit of a deeper pullback to that 38. I mean, as extensions, with every new same anchor new high extensions, the pullbacks get bigger and so do the targets. It's just how they work. Traditionals typically get smaller until they break. But if we were to rotate all the way back down there, that takes us to basically the beginning of the break, the move higher on Tuesday. So I do want to just be aware of that level, and that 38% retracement is going to be at 21,622, and the 50 is going to be. Let me just get rid of these alerts. The 50 is going to be 21,474. So I'm going to set an alert at just above both of those levels in case I'm not around when they're trading. I'd like to be around. Now, yesterday, now remember that 22,000 level. I just want to go down to a 5-minute time frame and kind of show you guys this. The market yesterday was, I thought the longs were really ahead of themselves the way they were trading off the open, and we continued to crawl into the middle of the day, and then we had this beautiful ATR bar down at 1210. So that's yellow bars, average true range expansion. That means it's 1.5 times larger than the average true range of the last 10 bars. And then we had a halfway back short that was pretty aggressively front run that ended up falling down into targets, and then that swing high to low, that's what we were trading after lunch. We completed those into targets and then just continued getting sold in the overnight session to the point where we went all the way down through our negative 100. We ended up going into then an extension right around 12 o'clock. That extension ran 2 targets, and that same anchor new low is what we are currently sitting in right now. And you can see this morning, I'm not sure if there was a news event, but it looks like there was, because there was a volume spike and volatility increase there at 8:30. That had basically gone up, just stuck at 38. So we're going into the day with that as a very clear sequence. The 50% retracement would be resistance if we were to trade it 21,933. Definitely something I'd pay attention to, and that is going to target 21,818. The only other scenario where I really see support potentially coming in is if we take that morning low of Tuesday too high. That would be the first level I'd have below us, but we're going to be in the middle of a gap when that trades, and that's 21,809. So if we can get up into a retest of this 50% retracement short, I would definitely like to sell it. Otherwise, in the morning so far, expecting a move down into 21,809, and then we'll just have to see what we do from there. But like I said, that higher time frame support level, that 38% retracement, boy, if we get down to that, that's going to be a beautiful setup. And maybe with Trump on the mic threatening some tariffs, we do. Apparently, Marco Rubio is all the way already on his way to Panama to reclaim the canal. So begin the fireworks. Yeah, that's what I have here for the Nasdaq. And then for the S&P 500, we're gonna back out here to this hourly chart. The extension in the S&P is gonna be different. We also, I want to mention, the S&P has not been pulling back as deep as the Nasdaq has. It just has shallower pullbacks. So the extension is from that Tuesday high, a little bit of a different anchor as far as the time of the day. That same anchor to the new high if we were to get down it, oh boy, that would be beautiful. That would be a 60, 50, 275. So I'm going to move this down actually to there. But there is more aggressive sequences out of that. I do want to just get rid of the extended session and find, if you guys remember, and I'll actually go back to the NASDAQ as well, but coming out of the lows of Tuesday, we had this traditional, okay? It was super choppy. Honestly, I was extremely frustrated with this action. But then, of course, give it some time, the market changes and becomes technical. We break out, run 2 targets, and then we actually begin an extension from the 1040 high to high, which trades into the close. Into the close on Tuesday, we're going to go with that same anchor new high. Now we're trading 61.13 half, okay? The 38 is going to be 61.08 and the 50 is going to be 60.99 half. Those are going to be the 2 important levels here as we open, and that's what I'm going to watch for everything in this zone. So we'll see what happens when we get there. I do want to mark up actually that same sequence here in the NASDAQ, or just be aware of where it is. Get rid of the extended session here because it's not necessary for that setup. But just like the ES, the NQ, we had this traditional. We rallied right around 10:40, 11 o'clock. We began an extension from that 1040 high. That traded. We ran 2 and through targets. We never had an RTH sequence from the prior day yesterday. We never had one. So what we're going to do is we're going to use that same anchor from the 1040 high, and we're going to draw that 2 high. That's going to give us 21,871, which is darn close to the overnight lows right now. So we'll see if maybe we do come into the open and we stick that, that'll be something to pay attention to. But those are going to be all the sequences I'm watching here. I think there's a lot of possibility. Yesterday all morning was a one-sided trade, and then the afternoon was also a one-sided trade to the opposite. There wasn't really two-sided action. In the morning, there was one-sided action to the upside and one-sided action to the downside. I think today we're going to get more two-sided action here. So I'll share these levels with you guys in the room, I would be quicker with the targets here. And Barry mentioned when Trump gets on the mic, just be careful because we could be zipping around and maybe sticking some of those bigger levels. So the only really level I would be limited into that Trump speaking or whatever would be those higher time frame extensions I mentioned that come from last week. Okay, and those are like highlighted in green, and that's pretty far away. So with that being said, everybody trade safe. Let's have a good day, and I'll talk to you guys in the Discord and answer any questions you have during the